Could I have a second?
Yeah. What's up?
I've got it. Got what? AIDS.
Freddie Mercury, the legendary frontman of Queen, left an indelible mark on rock music with his electrifying performances, unparalleled vocal range, and flamboyant stage presence. However, what many people don't realize is that his final concert with Queen, held on August 9, 1986, at Knebworth Park, was filled with unusual and strange occurrences that make it a moment unlike any other in rock history. While no one knew at the time that it would be his last ever live performance with Queen, looking back, there were signs that hinted at the end of an era. To begin with, Knebworth Park was chosen as the final stop of Queen's Magic Tour, and it turned out to be their largest ever audience in the UK. More than 120,000 fans packed the venue, making it one of the biggest rock concerts ever held in Britain. The demand for tickets was so overwhelming that they sold out almost instantly, and thousands of fans who couldn't get in gathered outside the venue just to hear the music echoing from the massive speakers. This surreal sight of fans desperately trying to be part of the experience set the tone for an event that would later go down in history. One of the strangest facts about this concert is that Queen didn't officially record it for a professional release. Unlike many of their other famous performances, such as the iconic Live Aid set or their Wembley Stadium show just days before, the Knebworth concert was never properly filmed. Only a handful of amateur recordings and partial video footage exist, leaving a major gap in Queen's live performance history. This has led to many myths and conspiracy theories over the years, with some believing that the footage was lost or intentionally hidden. Another bizarre aspect of the concert was the helicopter journey taken by Queen to the venue. As the band was flying to Knebworth Park, their helicopter pilot reportedly lost his way for a brief moment. Given the scale of the event and the logistical precision required, this was an odd mishap that could have delayed the entire show. Fortunately, the band arrived safely, but the confusion added an eerie unpredictability to the day's events. During the concert, an unexpected tragedy struck in the audience. A young fan named Paul Denton tragically lost his life after being crushed by the massive crowd. With over 120,000 people pushing forward to get closer to the stage, the situation became dangerously overcrowded. While security did their best to maintain order, the sheer scale of the concert made it nearly impossible to control every section of the crowd. The unfortunate death of the fan cast a shadow over the event, making it a bittersweet moment in Queen's history. Despite these strange and tragic occurrences, Freddie Mercury delivered one of his most energetic and passionate performances that night. His voice was still as powerful as ever, and he commanded the stage with the same flamboyance that had defined his career. However, those close to him later revealed that he was physically struggling more than ever before. Some band members and crew members noticed that Freddie seemed unusually fatigued backstage, though he never let it show once he stepped onto the stage. This has led to speculation that Freddie already knew something was wrong with his health, even though he wouldn't publicly acknowledge his battle with AIDS until much later. Adding to the unusual nature of the concert, Queen's setlist at Knebworth featured a unique moment that hadn't been seen before. During the band's performance of We Are the Champions, a rare and heartfelt embrace took place between Freddie Mercury and Brian May. While it might seem like a minor detail, many fans and music historians have pointed out that this moment carried an unusual emotional weight, almost as if Freddie was saying an unspoken farewell to his bandmates and fans.
The last album, the Made in Heaven album, with the tracks that Freddie had left us to play with, and it became a real labour of love because he left some lovely little bits and pieces. Because Freddie in his last days was like, okay guys, I'm not going to be here long, just give me stuff to sing. I'll sing, you know, write me stuff in the back of a cigarette packet, whatever, just give me stuff to sing.
Another oddity was the use of a massive inflatable version of Queen's mascot, known as Frank the Robot, which floated above the crowd during the concert. While Queen had used this prop in previous shows, the eerie sight of the enormous robotic figure looming over the audience as Freddie performed added an almost surreal, otherworldly feel to the concert. Some fans later described it as a symbolic farewell, even though nobody knew at the time that it would be the band's final show with Freddie Mercury. Perhaps the most mysterious aspect of the Knebworth concert is what happened immediately after the band left the stage. Unlike previous shows where Freddie Mercury would engage with fans or celebrate with the crew, he reportedly disappeared almost instantly after the performance. Some accounts claim that he left the venue without saying much to anyone, while others suggest that he was simply exhausted and needed to retreat from the chaos of the massive event. Either way, it marked an abrupt and unusual ending to what would become one of rock history's most significant concerts. In retrospect, Freddie Mercury's final performance at Knebworth Park stands as a testament to his dedication and showmanship. Even with the strange incidents, tragic moments, and eerie foreshadowing of what was to come, he gave fans a night to remember. His voice, his energy, and his presence on that stage remain immortalized in the memories of those who were lucky enough to witness it. Though we may never have a full professional recording of that night, the fragments that exist and the stories that survive continue to captivate fans decades later. Freddie Mercury's final concert wasn't just another Queen performance, it was the end of an era. The man who had once commanded stadiums with his operatic voice and theatrical charisma walked off the stage for the last time, leaving behind a legacy that would inspire generations of musicians and fans. And whether or not he knew it was his final bow, the energy, passion, and mystery surrounding that night ensured that it will always remain one of the most fascinating moments in rock history. In the years that followed, Queen continued to release music, but they never performed with Freddie Mercury again. His declining health in the late 1980s forced him to step away from the public eye, and by 1991, the world would learn the devastating truth about his battle with AIDS. The Knebworth concert became a significant moment in Queen's history, representing both their triumphant peak and the end of an extraordinary chapter. Despite his absence, Queen's music and Freddie's legacy continue to thrive. His final performance at Knebworth has been analyzed, discussed, and mythologized by fans and scholars alike. Many believe that, had he lived longer, Queen would have continued to dominate the rock scene well into the 1990s and beyond. Nevertheless, that final night at Knebworth Park remains frozen in time, an unforgettable farewell from one of the greatest performers the world has ever known. Even though there is no official high-quality recording of the full concert, the emotional intensity of that evening lives on in the hearts of fans. Every surviving clip, every grainy piece of footage, and every anecdote shared by those who were there paints a vivid picture of a legendary farewell. The absence of a proper recording only adds to the mystique, making it one of the most legendary and mysterious concerts in rock history. The memory of that night, its triumphs, its oddities, and its heartbreaks, ensures that Freddie Mercury's legacy remains as vibrant as ever. Moreover, the impact of Freddie Mercury's final concert reaches beyond just the music industry. It symbolizes the end of an era when rock and roll was at its peak and concerts were grand spectacles. Fans who were there often describe the experience as more than just a concert. It was a historical event that left a lasting impression on their lives. Queen's legacy lives on not only through their music, but through the countless artists they've inspired. Freddie's flamboyance, charisma, and sheer talent continue to influence generations of performers, proving that true legends never fade. As time passes, the mystery and significance of that night only seem to grow. It serves as a reminder of the magic that happens when talent, passion, and dedication come together on stage. Freddie Mercury may have given his last live performance at Knebworth, but his spirit, his music, and his legendary presence will continue to resonate for generations to come.